Hello Stampers and happy Tuesday. This is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper. Excited to join you again this evening. Tonight is week 3 of my 5 weeks of Halloween. Hi Lisa, hi Deb. Thanks for joining me this evening. Hi Joanne. And I will be sharing my Hershey miniature treat box. All right, and this is made using product from the Cute Halloween Suite. So let's talk a little bit about our products first as people are coming in here. We are going to be using the Cute Halloween Suite, and products in that suite include this cute little stamp set. This is a photopolymer set called Cutest Halloween. And we are going to be using that cute little, can I say cute enough? That little sentiment across the top, have a fabulous Halloween. We're going to be using that one, but this is a great set. And then coordinating with that is the Cute Halloween Punch. And that punches out your stamped images of the cat and the pumpkin and the ghost, as well as the same images on the designer series paper, which I love. So many cute patterns in this paper. I've used the cats and the pumpkins already. I've used the skeletons. Tonight we're going to be using that cute Highland Heather ghost paper to make our box. So I just love this paper. It comes in 6x6 in its pack, and it is adorable. And if you don't care for images on some of your projects, you can always use the back with the coordinating stripes and polka dots. Very, very great choices there. And last of all, the black and white gingham ribbon, which of course is not just for Halloween, but I will be using it tonight on my box. So those are the things that I'm going to be using tonight. Alrighty, now remember, as always, once this Facebook Live is over, this video tutorial will be on my blog, as well as a link that you can get your very own downloadable PDF for our project today. So if you like to have a copy, a hard copy with all the dimensions and things, there you go. You can just look on my blog and they will be right there for you. And this is my blog. It's www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com. Alrighty, let's get started. Here is our cute little box that we're going to be making today. So I'm going to show you the inside in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started on our outside. We're going to work on the box first. All right. Now I'm going to be making a basic black box here, but you can use the pumpkin pie, which is the color that I used for my original sample, but it's up to you. Thank you, Lisa. I love making them and making it easier for you folks. All right, so we're going to start with a piece of paper here cut at 11 by 3. So you can get 2 of these boxes out of a sheet of cardstock. We're going to be working with the basic black this evening. So I'm going to bring up my scoring board. And on the long side, we are going to score at 1/2, 5, 5.5, 9.5. Okay, then we're going to turn it on the short side and we're going to do 1/2 on each end. You can turn it around and do 1/2 on each end, or you can do 1/2, 2.5. So it's really up to you, however you like to do it. Either way works fine. That is all the scoring we have. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder here. Hope everyone is having a great week. It is getting closer and closer to Halloween. I hope you're starting to make plans for your projects. Share with me any projects that you might be thinking about making. we probably have about 70. Hey, Mary B. We probably have about 70 kids that come to our house. So I'm thinking trying to make little treats for everyone. And of course, I have to make a little bag or something for them. So I'm really kind of getting started already. And I'll share some of those little treats that I'm going to be having for my trick-or-treaters that come to the door. Because you can't make real big treats for 70 people. So I'll show you the smaller items that I'm going to be giving out at the door. Let me grab my template here. This shows exactly how you're going to cut your strip of paper, and very, very simple. Okay, you're just going to cut and free all those tiny little tabs. So you'll have 6 of those, and you're just going to cut up, holding it in landscape, and you're just going to cut up and then take a little wedge off each of those little flaps so they fit inside our box nicely. Turn it this way. Same thing again. So very easy construction. This is kind of like a little clamshell type box. The lid is connected to the bottom of the box, and it just kind of closes like a clamshell. All right, I have all my paper cut now. There we go. Take away all my little scraps, and there you go. You can see all my little tabs ready to go, all 6 of them. Now, before we go ahead and put our box together, I always like to put on the paper for the top of the box, just like this here. So I have a piece of paper here. We're going to use the same ghost paper, and this paper is cut at 4 3/8 by 1 7/8. Okay, and it's going to go right there on the front of the box. So I'm going to grab my Tombow and put a little bit here on the back. And that's going to go right there on the front of my box. All right, that just gives me a chance to really push down on the Designer Series paper to make sure that it's nice and well adhered without squishing the box once the box is put together. All right, now, very easy way here to put our box together. I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny bit of Tombow on each of these little tabs. Don't need much, they're tiny, tiny tabs. And we're going to construct the bottom of the box first. So that's going to be these 4 tabs here. All right, so I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to fold the tab over and kind of hide it behind the side of the box and line up the edge with the fold, and just hold there for just a second. Do the same over here. Fold the tab in and behind, and then make sure your fold lines up with the edge panel of your box. All right, now, same thing here. These 2 are going to go into the same box, the same bottom part. So we're going to go ahead and fold that over, lining up the same way as we did in the front. You can kind of see now why we call it a clamshell. You have 4 tabs that attach on the bottom part of the box. Hey, Renee. Oh, it's okay. We're glad you could make it. Sometimes it's hard to find me on Facebook. Things go by quick. All right, so there's our 4 tabs for the bottom. Okay, now before we attach the tabs for the top, we're going to close the box. The best way to do this is to close the box, and then you know exactly the size of the box that you need. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and fold this over. And do the same thing here. Fold behind and hold. All right, then your box closes very nicely, very easily. Okay, Now, let's put our box aside for now, and we're going to work on this cute little tag. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring in some things to make the tag. What I used for the tag was this cute little die cut, and this came from the Pretty Labels. Okay, this is just one I had in my stash, and I thought, oh, that is a cute little tag, and then I can just put the ribbon right through one of those little holes, and I won't even have to punch. Oh, hi, Jean, you made it! Yay! So I used that one, but of course you could cut out a circle, you could cut out a rectangle. Just check your stash, see what you have. All right, then added to that, I punched out a 1 3/4 inch circle out of this paper. Actually, it's the back of the ghost paper, and it says Boo on it. So it's a 1 3/8 inch circle. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stick that on the inside of my little tag here. So I still have enough room around that those little scallops are open and I can feed my ribbon through there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get one of our little ghosts. All right, now, if you're going to be using the punch, there's only one ghost, the little ghost here, that can be punched out using the punch. Okay, I chatted about this last week, that the punch is really not a necessary item. These are really quick and easy to fussy cut, but I have the punch, so I just want to show you a trick or two that's going to help you cut out your ghost. Now, the reason I'm cutting it away from the rest of the paper is that if we put it in here, and I see here's one that we want, we're going to bring it in here, and there is the ghost we want to punch out. But if we do it with a whole piece of paper, we're going to be cutting out other pieces of the paper that we might want to keep for another project. So that is why we cut out each of them separately with our snips before we go ahead and punch them. Then what I usually do is I take a sticky note, okay, and I usually cut it in half because you don't really need a whole sticky note. Let me cut this instead of tearing. It's a lot nicer that way. Okay, and what I do is I'm going to stick it to the edge of the image right there. Okay, now that allows me to bring it into my punch and line it up and punch. Okay, so if you use the little sticky note, because there's really not enough paper to hold on to if you're going to be cutting them out. So that's just a little trick that I learned, and it's saved me a lot of paper that I didn't have to punch through. All right, so all I have to do now with my little ghost is I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of my ghost, and I'm going to go ahead and put him on the tag. All right, so there's my cute little tag. All right, we're going to put that aside for now and go back to our box. Okay, and we're going to talk about what's inside the box. This is the exciting part, what's inside the box. All right, now let me show you what I did here. I'm going to put this box aside, and I'm going to bring in a Hershey miniature. I think most of you probably know the difference between a Hershey miniature and a nugget. Me being the candy expert that I am, I certainly do. And I was like, hurry, it said, hurry, hurry, this Facebook Live better start soon before I eat all these miniatures. But these are what I mean when I talk about the miniatures. Okay, they're just a little bit different than the, yes, I know. That's the way I was too when I first found out. Like, whoa, use a sticky note. My brain just exploded. And so your size is going to be a little different when you make your cover for these. Let's open up this one so you can see what I did here. Okay. I have them right in there. Okay. And I made them say a cute little message. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper. Now I chose the haunted house paper, and this is cut at 2.5 by 1.5. Okay, and if you're worrying about orientation, you want to make sure that your paper is running landscape. You want the longer side along the top part. And then what you're going to do is turn it over, and you're going to go ahead and use your tear and tape, which you know I love. This is the best way to keep your little covers on your miniatures because they are bending tight across and under the candy. So there's a little bit of stress on them as they hold it on. So I even do a little extra, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so I have my 1.5 by 2.5, and I'm just going to put it right on the top of my candy and just fold it back and squeeze. Fold it back and around and squeeze. Okay, there you have it. And then what I do just for extra, to be extra safe that they don't pop off while they're in the box, I just put a piece of tape across the back. All right, so here are the ones that I finished for the new box. And I wanted to share with you the letters that I'm using are from, I have them right here, Playful Alphabet. And this is in the annual catalog. Okay, love these little letters. And here I'll show you, I'll go ahead and put the B on here using my Tombow, but that's how easy that is. You just go ahead and cover your miniatures. And then there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and put these over here. Let's just grab this one. And for the strip there, we're going to use a 1/2 inch strip of basic white. And I'm going to use the Have a Fabulous Halloween. And the photopolymer makes it so easy to get that lined up and look beautiful. I know, I love it too. I like grabbing things that I haven't used in quite a while and reusing them. We got to go in there and use our stash that we bought. We've got such wonderful things already in our craft room. All right, so there I went ahead and I closed that, and then I'm going to take some of I got my edges here that I'm going to use. Remember, you can use all of your dimensionals. And I'm just going to run that across underneath. Oops. Then I'm going to put it right on the top. There we go. So cute. So cute. All righty, well, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and take our little label that we made. And of course, we're going to bring in, oh man, how many of you love this? I love this black and white gingham. This is the bomb. Can't tell you how much I use this. I love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and going to come in here on my box. Oh, well, this is the other one, but you know what I mean. We're going to use this, and I'm just going to do a fold over. So I'm going to take it around, going to bring it around, do an over under, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my little tag. I'm going to feed it through the little top loop. Whoop. I'm going to try to feed it through. There we go. And bring it right up against the over-under that we have here. Then I'm going to try my best on live television here to tie a nice bow. Okay, here's my first attempt. Let's see how this goes. Hey, this might be salvageable. Let's see how we do. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull in these little ears a little bit. So there we go. So I want my little tag to be hanging down toward the bottom so that we can read our little sentiment as well as see our little tag. So that is, I know, I love that too, the bumblebee gingham. I think it must be something about the gingham gene that we love. You have an extra set of alphabets. There's an offer from Mary, no shipping. You can get some alphabets from Mary. That would be a great buy. They're good all year round. So there is our box, ladies. Pretty easy, huh? Wasn't that fun? All right, so that is my project for this evening. Pretty quick. Remember, there's 2 more weeks in our Facebook Live 5 weeks of Halloween series. This is one of my favorites for next week. This is a gum holder. Who doesn't love getting gum for Halloween? So I'm going to take that off. It has a little belly band, and then you have your nice pack of gum inside there. This is a cute little box that is a fold-over box. And here I use the ghosts. Maybe I'll use something different next week since we've already used the ghosts. But I loved the hey boo sentiment. I thought that was cute. So that will be on the belly band. And you'll notice here that I cut out a ghost that was not, I could not put in the punch, so I had to fussy cut. So if you don't get that punch, you're still good to go with this. Just get the paper and you can make pretty much all of these projects. All right, so join me next Tuesday for the cute little gum holder, and then we'll have a final week of Halloween with the big finale. So have to stay tuned and see what that project's going to be. So thanks for joining me this evening. Remember, all this information will be on my blog after we finish this evening. Thanks for joining me. You're the best stampers out there. And remember, girls, keep stamping. Bye now.